Lana, we made it to Mergatory.
What I always wanted to do is to make it just to Mergatory.
It's an
And
emergatory meeting.
it's an emergatory, just everything. And this is what I dreamed of making it to. I can leave now. I made it to a Mergatory meeting.
Emergatory meeting.
Yep.
I'm kind of proud of that one. I'm not going to lie to you.
Good.
Anyway, hello, hi, and hi there. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay. And as we are doing a beautiful, lovely morning recording, which I'm getting more accustomed to as of recent, I am drinking some coffee today in my Get It Done mug, because I've got a lot to get done today.
Absolutely.
And I would be using a smaller vessel for that, but I decided I needed more coffee today. So that's all.
Well, hello, hi, you guys. I am Lana. I am your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because love me some tea. Sure. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. Um, I I was drinking grape juice in my purple cup, but I drank it all, so therefore it's gone. But if I was drinking my tea, I would be drinking it out of my mug. It's very early in the morning. I don't know if we're gonna pan over a cup mug.
Barely.
Early cup mug. And you can get your cup mugs or any of our cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com, where we do ship domestically in the United States and Canada and Mexico for sure. Internationally, we're working on it, but we will get it done. And yeah, so get your cup merch if you can. There are no excuses if you can. Period.
That part. Woo.
Woo woo woo.
Yeah. Well, it is an emergatory meeting this week on Survivor 46 because we are talking about emergatory. We had someone go home.
Yeah. Yeah. Shocking to some.
Not me.
To others.
Not to me. I'm going to be real honest.
I mean, the way that episode played out, I was like, made sense. But Jim is gone. And she's gone with an idol in her pocket.
I lived for it. I lived for it. I loved it.
Oh, it's so sick and twisted. So Sega goes back to camp, and Mariah's disappointed. She was left out of the vote. But she's very relieved to still be there.
And we're very relieved that you are all still here as well, so make sure to subscribe.
Yep, absolutely.
I didn't get to finish the outro, Lana. You went right into it.
I mean, sometimes I just want to go right into it. I'm like,
subscribe, like, do all the things. Thank you. Go for it.
Yeah, and we got other channels too that you can do the same. Subscribe, like, and do all the things.
Go to the description. They're all down there.
They're all down there. Go down there. Sometimes we just want to get right into it.
Hey, I'm not mad at it.
But yeah, Mariah's like, I'm here, so thanks, guys, for keeping me. Although I wish I would have known about the vote, but they're like, it's okay, girl. We just did what we needed to do. Yeah. And that was pretty much it there.
Yeah. So we go to the next day, day 12, and everyone finds out that it's merge. Woo!
Sorry. Drop your buff is all they were told.
Drop your buffs. You don't get a new one yet. Don't worry.
No, just drop them.
So while Sega, so Sega and Yanu are heading over to Nami because, of course, Hunter now has to go find his Beware Advantage idol.
Absolutely.
And has 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
10 minutes to do so. So he rushes back, finds the box, and this whole sequence of Hunter digging under the steps while Soda and Venus are having this fight over why they don't talk that much anymore. Loved it.
I was like, ooh.
Loved this.
He was like, you don't have to be short with me. She's like, I'm not. I'm just saying. Well, we used to talk, and we don't even talk anymore. I talk to you, not like we talked before. You
It's
are
also been
like
12 days.
Yeah. Like, you don't talk to me anymore like we used to talk. Like, girl, it's been 12 days. I don't know.
Yeah, but
It was kind of funny. It was interesting. But
unlike Tiffany, who had to solve a bunch of puzzles to get her beware clue, and unlike Jem, who had to measure things with a damn machete, Hunter just has to go dig under some steps.
I guess that's the perk of not losing. I'm sure if he would have lost, his task would have been something longer and more complicated. But because they never lost, and they just had to give him the key at that point. It was like, find the key. So here, this is where you need to go. They just told him what semblance of the location he has to go. Now, he could have not even found it if he would have dug in the wrong key in the wrong spot for the key. So it wasn't like it was super, super duper duper easy, but he just happened to pick the right stairs and the right, which step to dig under. So I was thinking the same thing. I was like, now, come on now. This man just got to dig for a key when these other two had to go do God knows.
I mean, if you look at the optics of that situation, it doesn't look all that great. But putting it in perspective with you saying, I guess that's one of the perks of just winning challenges.
Absolutely.
That makes a lot more sense. And I feel like that would have been the scenario had anybody that would have had that happen. Because I was definitely like, the optics of this don't look great, Survivor, but I know that's not inherently your fault.
No, it really is just the fact that Nami just won everything, and they had no choice. And it would have been the same for anybody on that tribe who found that box. So it could have been Kevin, it could have been Soda, it could have been.
I wish it would have been Venus.
Could have been Venus, and it would have just been that. But
yeah, because I love one of my other favorite parts of this episode. Skipping ahead for a second, is when Nami walks into tribal council. And it's just like it's the juxtaposition of all of the different people going into tribal, where Yanni's like, "Oh, we're back here again," and Siga's like, "Oh yeah, this is pretty nice," and Nami's like, "Oh my god,
beautiful!" Like, oh, girl, you think this is nice?
Hey.
Those feels like roaches are nothing up in here. Like they was coming in like this was a brand
a large. Oh, we got money.
Oh, we got money here. Yeah. The juxtaposition of everybody. Y'all knew it was like.
I loved it.
Y'all knew it was like, I'm sick of this house. I don't want to be here no more. And Nami's like, beautiful, touching everything. Look at. Oh, torch! This is nice.
So we get everyone on the same beach.
Yes.
And Kenzie, again, shocker, coming through with a great metaphor for the situation. She's like, none of these other tribes have really been tested in the way that Yanu has. I feel like a cast iron skillet coming in here, seasoned and ready to go. And I was like, bitch!
Work.
Another reason for us to love Kenzie. I'm like, her metaphorical game is so, like, her metaphor game is just so good. I love that. I really did.
I did too. She was like, it's just, we are seasoned. We are ready to go. We've been greased down and tested. These other ones, they just starting. They still got to get some oil on them. They got to get some seasoning in them. They got to get under the fire a little bit. They still got to get worked in. That cast that you can't just put that on there cold and start cooking on that. No, you got to cook. But yeah,
right. So as we're settling in, everyone's here. It becomes very, very clear, very quick. Siga's sticking together.
Absolutely. And they
And
made a point to say
they
that.
made sure to make it a point. And it also becomes very clear, very quickly that Mariah is trying to stay Siga strong here, lying about the vote.
Well, she really should not.
I'm gonna be honest, the moment she lied to Q about
Yep.
that, I was like, she's going home.
Absolutely. Me
If
too.
she doesn't have immunity, she's going home.
That
Because
is literally what I said.
I was like, why are you lying on these people? Like, why? For what reason? For a tribe that kept you out of a vote? For a tribe that, spoiler, most of them voted your ass out?
Right. Right.
I was like, for what reason? Like,
you knew you were at the bottom of that tribe when they left you out of the vote. I would have been like, all right, leave me out of a vote. The second I get to that other beach, I'm telling everybody what happened. And I'm sitting there and be like, I'm at the bottom of that tribe and I don't want to work with them anymore. So how about we work with you? And I will,
yeah.
And you know who did that?
Venus. I was about to say Venus did that exact thing. Maybe went a little bit too hard.
Too hard, a little too tough.
But honest to God, I don't blame her. And hearing her confessionals being like, this is the first time I really feel like I'm actually playing the game. Like, we were win. And none of these people, I know none of these people want to work with me. So let me throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And honestly, in her position, I probably would do the same thing.
Absolutely. I would do the same thing.
Be like, had we gone to tribal, I know I was going home. Tevin's puppeteering. I don't like soda. Hunter's too dangerous.
I was about to say, I would have came in there and be like, here's the order I think we need to get rid of folks. Y'all need to get rid of Hunter first because he can win everything by himself. And we in an individual game. Immunity is not a team sport now. It's individual. He can do everything. So we need to get rid of him. Then that'll break down Tevin because he will lose his number one ride or die. Get rid of him. Get rid of Soda. And then we can start on the Siga tribe. Or, I will get with Yanu and be like, the four of us are the underdogs. And we could do this, get rid of Nami, then go after Siga.
I think it would have been so fun to see both Mo and Venus come from these very, very strong tribes and make like a majority 5. And honestly just flip back and forth between voting out a Nami. Like, I think that would have been so fun to see.
Absolutely.
That's not what happened, but I understand why that doesn't happen, and I get it. Because we have to talk about the +1 alliance. That apparently Maria had not a damn clue about.
So Tim said nothing, and I was like, what are you doing, sir? You come up with this alliance with these 3 men, and y'all do your whole +1s, and everybody goes back to their tribe, and they tell their +1s, like, you are my thing is, why did he pick Maria? I would have thought he would have picked Ben, because I'm like...
See, I was listening to another Survivor podcast earlier this week, where they were literally talking about this exact thing. And they were like, did he just like blank out during the journey and just like said Maria? Like, that's what it seems like to me.
Well, I mean, I really think he really thinks this parent alliance thing is something that he can really grasp onto with Maria. But Maria is not doing that for him. Maria is like...
The goopery of Maria being like, well, I'm flattered that Tim thinks of me as his number 1, but... honestly, he'd be more like my number 3. And I was like, ooh, girl.
I mean, if anybody who's watching,
makes sense.
Anybody watching knew it wasn't the fact. Like, Maria was not checking for Tim this whole time. And even with it, I'm like, he just seems so like disconnected from what is actually happening in the game. It's so... honest to goodness, very much like, what are you looking at and what are you seeing that
Are you
nobody
playing
else is seeing?
Are you playing a theoretical game of Survivor? Because that's kind of what it feels like, honestly. I do agree with that. What I will say to that as well is I think his reasoning being that he wanted Maria to meet everyone else and to make her own opinions on everything. I think that's valid. And I do understand that from Tim's perspective. What I would have done in that scenario would be like, hey, we went on this journey. There's the potential of this 6 going into merge. I just want to let you know I'm happy to do whatever you want to do, whether you want to be Seega Strong or if you want to go with this 6-person alliance from the journey. Like, I'm happy to do what you want to do. Get a feel for these people once we get over there. Let me know which way you want to go. We can fake that alliance for now if you want, just to have numbers to keep us in the game. But we don't have to ride with that alliance if you don't want to ride with that alliance. If you want to ride with that alliance, I'm game. But if you don't want to, like, we don't, like, I would have given her that flexibility and at least given her a heads up going into it. Like, these people are under this impression. I wanted to pull you into this because I do trust you. Here's the tea. Make your own decision. Let's talk.
Absolutely.
And instead, Maria ends up hearing about this alliance from Q, who is kind of like, I don't know whether Tim has said anything about it. But I do also want to acknowledge, and I meant to do this at the top of the episode, and I'm so sorry that I didn't prior, but this is a historic merge, Lana. I'm pretty sure you saw. This is the merge with the most Black contestants ever. Because I even commented on it in the episode. I was like, have there ever been 5 Black players going into merge? No. And I'm very thrilled about that. And also, Tevin is the first queer Black male to make a merge ever. In 46 seasons, he is the first queer Black male to make a merge.
Wow. That is...
Mind you, beyond that, I can only think of 2 others.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the frequency is, but I'm thrilled that it's happening now.
I mean, I recognize the historical factors in this. I didn't say anything. It's because I'm tired of everything being a first in 2024.
Of course.
I'm sick of, this is the first Black, we have this, like, it should have been a long time ago. We in season 46, and we're still having first for Black people. We still having first for any person of color. And it's like, oh, this is the first Asian person to make it thus far. This is the first Latina woman to win this game. And this is the first. I'm tired. I'm honestly tired. I'm very happy for them. I'm extremely happy for those 5 beautiful people who went out and played a game that they wanted to play and made it to merge. Now, how many of them are going to make it to jury? We'll follow this journey along because we're still not a jury. We're just at merge. So how many of these people are going to make it to jury? How many of these people are going to make it to the final? Are we going to get to jury and then we pick them off one by one, like we've seen happen so many years prior? So congratulations to the 5 of you for making it to merge. I'm very happy. I would love for us not to have more firsts in 2024 for everybody. Not just Black people, but for everybody. I want to see more Indian representation on the show. I want to see more Asian representation on the show. I want to see more Hispanic representation. I want to see more Polynesian, Samoan, just more representation on this show so we can stop having firsts in 2024. But good on them. I'm very happy for them.
So, yeah. So the Journey 6 is doing their thing. We already talked about Q and Mariah's conversation. Venus is trying to find cracks everywhere.
There are cracks to be found everywhere, too.
Not in Seega.
Not that they wanted to show, but baby,
Nope.
the cracks definitely came later.
Yeah. And then we go to the immunity challenge.
Yeah.
So it is a classic obstacle, giant boulder puzzle.
I mean, it was the super ramp. It was huge ramps beyond ramps,
Yeah.
beyond ramps, and some stuff, and some sandbags, and ramps, and balls.
I'm surprised no one broke an ankle, honestly.
Nobody hit their head on. Nobody fell off the net
Yep.
and hurt themselves. You know.
I will say the part of this that I think is the most interesting is that all 6 players had to participate in the puzzle.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
loved that.
I do too, because nobody can be
Loved
blamed for not doing it on the puzzle.
Exactly. I'm like, thank you for mitigating that problem, Survivor.
Absolutely. But what I also found interesting was the rock draw.
One of the most, if not the most lopsided rock draw in Survivor history. I wish I had remembered to do this, but in my intro, I meant to go, I'm Logan Murphy, 5'11". Like, I really meant to do it, and I'm so mad I didn't do it, because the way that they just went through, and they were like, Charlie, 5...
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God. It was so good. It was incredible. So it does really set up a David versus Goliath situation with one side having Hunter, Tevin, Ben, Tim, Q, and Kenzie. And the other side having Charlie, Mariah, Maria, Venus, Soda, and Liz. Honest to God, Lana, if you swapped Hunter or even Q with Charlie,
they would have been
I think that other team would have won.
I think that would have been all right because I think they were smarter with how they handle things. But yeah.
And then I want to get to that here very, very shortly. But then we have Tiffany in the middle.
Yes.
Drawing the gray rock.
Yes.
She picks the men in Kenzie.
Absolutely.
As she should have. This challenge was so much closer than I thought it would be. I loved watching this challenge. This is by far my favorite Mergatory challenge in the new era. By far, no question. The way that the women in Charlie built that human ladder going up that boulder.
Yep.
Incredible. I loved it.
This is why I tell y'all, and I say it, and men don't want to listen to it, but I am so sorry. The way our brains work, we just smarter than y'all. Y'all know it.
Oh, yeah.
We do it. We think about y'all talk about how y'all think about too much, you overreact, you got too much going on. Yeah, we got a lot going on in our brains, but we are so meticulous about certain things. It's like, how do I make this easier? Because we have to multitask so much, especially women with kids. They got to multitask so much with like work and making sure the kids are okay, making sure the house is okay, making sure my husband is okay, or making sure my wife is okay, or whatever. I have to make sure that everything is in the house is running like a well-oiled machine, or we gonna fall apart. So I got this part. So they were like, even when they were pushing the cart, they were ahead of the men pushing this cart, and they made this ladder. They knew who the weakest ones were, who was gonna need the most help. Let's build this like, Selma, you go up this boulder first and you stay there. Then we'll keep building people up, and we'll just keep. Man, I was like, y'all, if they pull this off, the goop and the gaggery on the faces of all of those big old boys. And
I wanted it. I wanted it to happen so bad. I wanted it bad. Unfortunately, I feel like in that scenario, they vote out Kenzie.
I think Tifa would stop it.
Well, because it would have been all 3 of the Yanu on that side. I honestly don't know. I think Kenzie would have been the easy vote that a lot of people would have been fine to go along with. I think maybe they end up taking out Tim. I think Tim was maybe the other option.
Yeah, I think Tim probably.
Because you had all of the other Sigas on the other side.
Or they probably would have went after somebody from Nami.
But that would have either been Hunter or Tevin. I don't think...
I mean, Venus would not have opposed to either one of them going.
No, Venus would have pushed it. And I feel like if Venus pushed it as hard as she did, Charlie, we'll talk about it here shortly. I feel like people would have been like, well, why are we going after Tevin? I don't know. I just feel like with the one Siga on that side, I do honestly feel like they would have ended up going that direction.
I wouldn't think Tim, and I think he would have been.
Oh, wait, no, he wasn't the only Siga. Ben was also.
Ben was over there too, right?
Okay, well,
maybe it
then
would have been Ben.
It might have been Ben.
Might have been Ben.
But that's a hypothetical that we don't have to worry about because the men and Kenzie squeak out a victory. It was a very, very close going into that puzzle. I was like, what is about to happen here? I'm like, what?
They got to pull this puzzle out.
I think it was like 6 or 7 pieces.
Yep.
Which is incredibly impressive.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, on the chopping block are Charlie, Mariah, Maria, Venus, Soda, and Liz. So the men and Kenzie and Tiff go to their merge feast, which Venus hopes that they choke on. I gotta be honest. I've seen both sides of the extreme on Venus.
Yeah.
I'm living for Venus. I'm still living for Venus. I understand why people don't like her. I get it for sure. But she gives me Natalie Anderson, I don't give a fuck energy.
I feel like Venus is a brat, which is the bad part about it. But I still like Venus. I feel like this is being in this situation and playing from where she's playing in the game. I understand why she's being a brat. Could she dial it back a little bit? Absolutely, for purposes of you're still trying to play a game and you still need people to like you and you still need people to want to play with you. Even if you feel like you're playing from the bottom, you still need people to want to play with you. And the more you act like that, the more people are going to be like, I don't know. She's not helping herself in any situation by being that way. But on the flip side, from where she's playing and how she has to play, I understand it completely because it's not fun to play from the bottom. You have no social capital. Nobody listens to you. You say something and people roll their eyes and they walk away. They don't take your advice or your word into consideration of what you thought. And so it's frustrating and it's annoying. And you're like, you know what? I'm sick of all of them. And I hope they all choke on whatever this merge feast is that they got going on and screw you all. I get it. I understand it. And I'm like, girl, yes, I live for that too. I am not on the Venus hate train at all.
Yeah.
Not yet. I don't think
you're one of the few people in the middle a bit about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
think also knowing the context of the fact that a lot of people pre-game at Ponderosa had judged Venus and considered her a princess, as she's talked about very openly online. Knowing that there were preconceived notions about her even going into the marooning, I don't blame her at all.
Right.
I really don't. Like, these people thought you were a bitch from day -1.
Right.
Okay, no, you play the game that you need to play. Like, do whatever you need to do. I support you.
I mean, people thought I was the bitch going into day 1. I'm going to show you that I'm not that. But she's showing them that, yeah, I am that. But you can choose how you want to be.
Yeah. But yeah, so at the merge feast, they're trying to come up with names. Tevin is willing to throw out Venus as an option. And Siga is not throwing out an option. Until Tim finally mentions Mariah.
Which right before that, Q had a conversation. It was like with Mariah. Mariah was not giving him anything and lying to
Yeah.
Q. And Tim was like, "She is dangerous. She is dangerous. She is a super fan. She know this game. She know these people.
Yeah, because
All
Q went to Hunter, and Hunter was like having a lighthearted conversation, and Q goes, "Most dangerous."
Mhm.
And Hunter, you see Hunter's face change to just like, oh, okay. Loved it. I loved it.
It was very much. And apparently, picking Aubrey as your favorite player is not a smart idea to do. Don't pick
Don't
Aubrey.
pick Aubrey.
Don't
Don't
do
pick
that
Aubrey. No
because
shade to Aubrey. I love Aubrey. I'm not picking Aubrey.
don't pick Aubrey. I mean, because Aubrey was something else that you don't want to mess with. Apparently, and so you don't pick Aubrey.
If I was ever to be on Survivor, which I wouldn't, but if I was, and I got asked my favorite player, I have several. I would say Taj. Because honestly, only the super fans are really going to know how well Taj played. And you'd be like, oh no, I just loved her personality. Like, she's someone that, like, I love Taj as a game player. She is one of my favorites. But I'm not going to mention, oh, my favorite's Natalie Anderson. Oh, my favorite is Marianne. Like, I'm not about to go in there and do that kind of thing.
Somebody who was very off the radar, but
like, I'm not going to say Vesepia, even though I love Vesepia with every fiber of my being.
Say Vesepia, but
no,
I'm not going to say that. I'm
not going to say Sari, but I want to say Sari.
Right. I want to say window. I don't want to. I'm not going to say window, but I want to say window. But I'm not going to say window, and I'm not going to go in there and be like, "Oh, all the winners are my like." No, you know who I like? I like Dream.
Yes, absolutely.
I like Dream. I like Jarvis.
Totally. Drea.
I like what was her name? Oh Jesus.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. But you know what I mean. I'm going down into the made it to jury but didn't win kind of. I like, I won't say Kelly because Kelly is too
Brandon Donlin because he's my friend. Like, that's the kind of vibe that we're gonna get.
Yeah, you don't. Mariah. I felt like she was gone too soon. Not this Mariah, but first boot Mariah.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yes. Icons named Mariah getting robbed at pivotal moments in the season. What is that about? Anyway, so it's pretty much, so the names, it's Venus or Mo. That's where we're landed. There are apparently no other options.
None whatsoever. But Venus said, hold on. She said, come here. Come here. Why are we not looking at Charlie?
We got a whole ass man over here.
We're not looking at this man. We're not looking at this man. We go look at this little woman here. We're not gonna look at this man right here, Charlie.
I was like, ooh. And I think this could have worked if Venus had gone about it not strictly from a gender perspective.
Yep.
Absolutely. I think if she had gone, well, he is the only guy over here. He could be a physical threat. Also, he's very well insulated within that Siga group. We know we need to take out a Siga. I don't want to take out Maria because I think she could have lied in that moment and said, I feel like I have connected a little bit with Maria so far. I don't want to take out Maria. Charlie's someone I'm not connecting to. He's very well insulated with that Siga group. I think we should go Charlie. And instead she goes, well, I don't want to vote out a woman.
Yeah.
So let's vote out Charlie. And on paper, it's a good move. One of the things that is frustrating me a little bit about Venus. And again, I don't blame her for the situation that she's been put in on this season. I don't think the strategic moves that she has tried to make have been the most advantageous for her. And I think, unfortunately, because of her tribe singling her out and targeting her so much throughout the pre-merge, she's kind of coming to merge with a bit of a tunnel vision sort of attitude. Again, I don't blame her for that, but I hope that she is able to widen her perspective a little bit more as we move into subsequent weeks. I don't know if she's going to make it past next week with a double elimination. I'm going to be real honest. I would not be surprised if Venus goes home. I don't want her to, because I would like to see her. I would like to see an Emily Flippin style underdog sort of rising from the ashes situation from her. I just don't, unfortunately, know that this cast will let her do that.
I mean, I don't feel like the cast will let her do it, and I don't feel like she will allow herself to do that because, like you said, she has tunnel vision. She's just very much
unless she wins immunity,
and that's the only way it happens for her.
And I think, given the challenge we have next week, I think she stands a good shot. But we'll talk about that at the end. But yeah. So Venus has decided to throw out Charlie as an option. Q's pissed because they had extended this olive branch to Venus by trying to vote out Mariah. And Q feels like Venus is taking that offer and just throwing it away and throwing out another option. And I get it, and I am frustrated by it from Q as well. Like, I understand his perspective of, I offered you something. I know you're not in a good situation. I offered you something. Here's this. We'll vote out Mariah. But Q is also another player that I think is playing with a bit of tunnel vision.
Absolutely.
And again, it has to do with the situation that he's gone through this whole season, having to go to Tribal 4 out of 5 episodes, or 3 out of 5 episodes in the pre-merge, almost 4, if it wasn't for Randon.
Yep.
Like, he's been in that situation for so long that I feel like he's tunnel visioning a little bit. And it seems like a lot of people are tunnel visioning and not really being able to see the broader picture. I think someone like Maria is someone that is looking at the broader picture. And I'm looking at Maria as someone that I think is going to go to the end of the game at this point. If I had to put money, and I'm not going to, because I don't have that much. But if I were to put money on someone right now to make Final Tribal, Maria is a really good bet. But yeah, Q's tunnel visioning a little bit, frustrated with the whole Venus situation. And because of that tunnel visioning, he's not recognizing as well that, like, Venus is also actively trying to play her own dominant game from the bottom, and is throwing out this other option. And I get it for Venus, and I understand Q's frustrations. I mean, but I'm also a little frustrated with both of them being a little bit tunnel visioning.
I'm very frustrated to me that people get mad when people are trying to throw out other options, because it's like, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to give as many options as possible and then land on the person that we eventually want to do. I don't blame Venus for throwing out another option, because it's like I said, it's not the way that the fact that she threw out another option, it's the way that she did it. And Absolutely. She just sent red flags throwing at the men, like, oh, so you're just trying to come after men now. So now the people who you need to be on your side is like, oh, you're not trying to work with us either. If you want him out, we just go line up and be next to your line of picking out the men. She should have just came at it a whole different way instead of saying the men. It could have been Charlie's great at puzzles. He's very good at these games. He could win stuff. And he very well insulated in Sika. Why do we take out somebody who's well insulated and somebody who's not? It just could have been done. Exactly. She just did it the wrong way.
Yeah. So we go to Tribal. And Mariah decides she is going to say, hey, so it wasn't unanimous to vote out Jem, and I was left out of the vote. Girl, why are you saying this now? And that's literally what Q says. It's like, why are you saying it now? That would have been great information to know when you lied to my face yesterday. and said that y'all have voted unanimously. And that was the nail in her coffin.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She could have been like, because we came in, I felt like her saying it wasn't the thing. It's just how she did it. She's like, it's really how she did it. Like, she could have explained it a little bit better. Like, I came into this because we all agreed before we left Seagull Beach that we were going to be Seagull Strong. And everybody assured me that we were going to be Seagull Strong. And now I come to find out that they're throwing my name under the bus. And I'm like, apparently we're not Seagull Strong. That is why I'm telling you all now, because I want you all to know, even if you vote me out tonight, I want y'all to know Seagull Strong was never the case for me. They weren't trying to get me. You can use me now if you want to take this point to believe what I'm telling you, and I'm telling you the truth, that you can use me, and there are other cracks in Seagull. And there's some of them who are very much, I want to start throwing folks under the bus for sure. Like, you talk about well insulated, Charlie and Maria on both sides, because apparently they're working with the boys and they're working with them, because they were supposed to be working with me and Jim, and now Jim is gone, and now I'm being thrown under the bus. So who is working with whom? I want to just start throwing folks under the bus, period, because I really have nothing left. I'm at the bottom. My back is against the wall. I'm about to start doing it. And she could have easily flipped the tides to either Charlie or Maria. And Venus probably would have jumped in and be like, yeah, why are we keeping Charlie when he got all these people on his side? That would have been the moment to do so. Yeah. But she was just like, I know you all don't believe what, but I just trusted the wrong people, and that's it.
And it's definitely, I completely agree with you. It's another case of, I just wish she had approached things and conveyed herself in a different way, because unfortunately the way that Mo presented herself in this tribal felt desperate.
Yep.
And it's really, really unfortunate. I really liked her. I would have liked to see her go further. But unfortunately, that's not the case.
Ooh.
She does play her shot in the dark unsuccessfully. And it was not a unanimous vote. I originally was like, unanimous? No. Because I forgot that she didn't vote. And the one person that voted for Venus was not Mariah. And in fact, it was Charlie, which makes complete sense.
Because she was throwing out his name. So,
yeah.
It is what it is at this point. But we do
I was going to say, at least now we'll be able to tell Liz and Mariah apart, because Mariah is no longer in the game.
Absolutely.
Did you see, I'm so sorry to keep interrupting you. Did you see the meme where someone put Mariah and Liz side by side? And I think the caption was something to the effect of, when you get voted out of tribal, but then have to figure out how to continue playing the game because you have to go back to camp.
Stop. Stop.
Anyway, what were you going to say?
Oh, man. Oh, I was say, but we do find out it is a double elimination next week.
I hate it. I've hated it for 6 seasons now. I hate it. And I get it because it's a 26-day season.
But guess we're splitting up tribes again, and we're voting out 2 people in each tribe again. Like, I just don't.
I hate it.
I don't know. Like, we just came from these. What's the point of merging tribes just to break them up again? Like, it just bothers me.
Just to break them up into groups, keep 7 of them safe, and then do it again. Like,
it just bothers me. So,
if they're gonna do this, then they need to extend Mergatory into 2 episodes.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're gonna call both of these episodes Mergatory, then that's honestly fine. I don't have an issue with it then. But now everyone's made merge, and you're literally just splitting the tribe again. And I'm just like, for what reason?
For what?
But I have to say, this gorgeous crimson red color for the buffs for the merge, I love. Also,
absolutely.
I was like, oh, red, but it wasn't like the normal red that they normally do. It was a crimson. Oh, I was like,
All right.
Crimson. Oh, they got money. It looks like, so the reason I said Venus might actually stand a good shot at this immunity, it seems like it's one of those balance over water challenges.
Maybe.
From the little bit I saw in the preview. I don't remember exactly, so don't quote me on that. It might be the pyramid one. I don't remember. I hope Venus gets immunity. I'm going to be real honest. I hope she gets immunity, so they have to focus on somebody else.
I'm okay with that.
I would be okay with that.
The more adversity, the better. I want to see these tribes have to deal with pivoting, because like you said, I feel like so many people are so tunnel visioned that they don't know how to pivot and adjust to a situation. It's like, oh, okay, well, this person who we was all looking at is now off the board. What do we do? Now the scramble begins. So I want to see that happen. See how they do it. Definitely. And knowing that Tiffany and Hunter have immunity idols that only Hunter knows about his, and everybody around him knows about Tiffany's. So
no, Tiffany's kept it to herself. Remember, because in the intro for this episode, she pulled. Oh my God! I almost forgot to talk about one of my favorite moments of the episode when Tiffany goes, "I still have this." Pulls it out of her bra. I loved that.
Like, I keep it with me everywhere I go. I'm like, absolutely, honey.
Because no one's gonna look in your tits.
They bet not.
That's
harassment, and would be kicked off this island for that.
Unless it's consented to.
And
which I don't think it would be, but
it will never be a consensual thing.
But on that note, Lana, I do want to ask, now that we're in Merge officially, who are you rooting for? I know everybody black, but who do you think is going to make it to the end of the game? Let's ask that question.
Out of everybody black?
Sure, it could be, or it could be everybody total. You answer the question how you would like to answer the question.
Okay. Honestly, I feel like who's making it to the end of this game I think Tiffany has a really good chance to make it to the end of this game, honestly.
Yeah.
I think Maria also has a really good chance to make it to the end of this game. And if I also think Liz might have a very good chance of making it to the end of this game.
The enigma that is Liz. I see that definitely. I could see Liz making it very far and being a 0 vote finalist.
Yes.
I could also see her going out next week.
Yeah.
If the draw isn't, in
her favor,
a Siga strong or a Nami strong draw, I could see her going out. I actually had one of the same people as you. I thought Tiffany. I think Tiffany will be in it for the long haul. I could see Liz as well. I think the 3 that I'm looking at right now are going to be Maria. I'm looking at Kenzie because I think Kenzie will be able to weasel her way out of situations. And she's still going to have Tiff and Q for as long as, they're willing to keep her. If she has to cut them before they cut her, that might come. But I think the Nami and Siga dynamics are going to dominate most of this merge. And I honestly feel like Yanu is probably going to stay 3 strong for maybe the next 4 or 5 episodes. I could see it happening. The other person I'm looking at, and this is a big 180 from preseason for me, and I keep talking about it. I really think Ben stands a good shot.
Absolutely.
I think Ben is in a good position. No one's looking at Ben. And I think if they get rid of some of the more physical threats, I could see Ben being someone to win a couple of immunities, keep himself safe when he needs to, and he's got a very, very strong social game. I could see Ben going to the end, and at this point, I wouldn't be mad at it because I'm really liking Ben, and I'm happy that I'm really liking Ben.
Yeah, I can see Ben going to the end as well. I think he has put himself in a position where he's low key enough, but he's also strong enough to win some things when he needs to. Like you said, pull out the win when he needs to. And when he doesn't pull out the win, he can socialize himself into a position where people don't want to get rid of him. So I can see Ben going far, very far. I agree with that.
Definitely. Her. Well, that is that on that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna be back next week, same time, same place, same us, maybe with more people. Who knows? To talk about episode 7 of Survivor 46. In the meantime, thank you so much for subscribing, for watching. Hit the like button, hit all the buttons to show your support for us. We do greatly appreciate it. Let us know in the comments, who are you rooting for to make it to the end of this season? Yeah, go check out all of our other channels, including our membership channel. Those links are down in the description below. While you're down in the description as well, you can follow our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. They are scrolling on screen as we speak. You can follow me and Lana. We're great. And you could also go get your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug, down there as well. And with all that being said, cheers.
Cheers. Venus.
I'm your Venus.
Get it together.
I'm your
Venus.
Vafa. Your desire.